What's going on, NBA 2K fans? It's Pete Toll, aka PT Sports 84, back with another quick video. I've had a few people ask me how to replace coaches that are not in the so-called coaching pool in NBA 2K. For example, Mike Budenholzer is now the Phoenix Suns head coach. Obviously, with him not coaching last year in the NBA, he's not in the coaches association um, per se. So legally, 2K cannot have him in the game. So a quick workaround for that is I'm going to use the default 2K official roster as my example. So you go over to the coaching staffs here. Um, Once you get to this menu, you want to flick the right stick on PlayStation or Xbox to the right, and it brings up this menu here, the My Staff menu. Um, as you can see, there's the NBA coaches, which are all correct with the correct coaches as far as for last year's teams. But if you go over here to the My Staff for the G League, you'll see a few coaches on teams that have these generic bald heads. Anybody that has a generic bald head, you can see here Rip City Remix, Mexico City. Those coaches are editable. That means you can change their appearance and their name and all of their so-called attributes, things like that. Let me show you an example. So you click on that particular coach. You go to Edit Staff. Here you have Appearance. I'm going to change him to Mike Budenholzer just for the sake of this video. So Budenholzer is obviously in the game. You'll see here you have head type preset and head type customizable. If you do customizable, that's basically a cap head for a coach. So you can kind of make him however you want to based on that head size. Um, Once you go through here on the customizable, you can see it changes the head size as like a preset. You can basically, if you go up here to customizable and then hit X on, or if you go to head and hit X, you can change the hair, all the same things you could do with a cap creator. You could do there, and it'll show up in game with a customizable head shape. But for the sake of this video, I found a pretty good match for Mike Budenholzer's face. I believe it's about as close as we're going to get to a coach that's already with a face in the game. Um, it's preset head 30. So make sure it's on preset, and then it's head 30. You click out of that. You can change the attributes however you want. For the sake of the video, I'm not going to. In my roster, I did. I changed it to the ones that 2K had in. I kind of tweaked it from there and did my own thing. But for the sake of this video and time, you just keep changes and exit. So you can see Mike Budenholzer there. So you want to fire him from the staff. I usually go ahead and take Mike Stoffer and hire him as an assistant for the G League teams. That way he's not in there as a head coaching candidate. Then, pretty simple, you just go over to the Phoenix Suns. You'll fire Frank Vogel. And then I like to go in alphabetical order so it's easier to find. Then you hire Mike Budenholzer. Obviously, he comes out with a 1-year contract. You can change that. You can change his contract right here. So you can do 4 years. And he's at like $10 million per se, maybe a little more. But let's just say 10 million. So there you go. It's obviously he's going to be on a bigger contract than that. There are limitations for it. Also, something to note, coaches like what I personally do for my roster. This is my personal preference. You don't have to do this. Ones that don't look like the assistants. For example, Charles Lee has a beard. Things like that. The skin tone is different. Doesn't even look like this render at all. I take this version and put him as an assistant on a G League team, and then overwrite the same thing I just did for Budenholzer, I do for the generic coaches in the G League. And then I hired Charles Lee as the Hornets head coach. Did the same thing for Jordy Fernandez of the Sacramento Kings, who is now the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. He looks nothing like this render whatsoever. So I did the same exact thing. And then you'll have accurate coaches. I hope this was easily explained for you guys, and you can make your own rosters how you see fit. Looking forward to seeing community rosters, seeing you guys do your things. If you like this video, please support it by hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section as well. I always like to hear good things, anything I could do better, some things you liked. Even if you just put a fire emoji, that helps the algorithm. Appreciate everybody. Hope everybody has a great rest of your evening, and take care.